This is H-Town Kicks 713 coming with a new review of the 2014 Puma futsal shoe designed for the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. The futsal shoe designed for indoor soccer that is played with a smaller and denser ball. The Puma Momentta Vulc Sala shoe lineup is part of the World Cup collection of celebrating not only the host country of Brazil, but 5 other countries as well. Let's start off with the first shoe review of the Brazil edition shoe, the host country of the 2014 World Cup. The color represents Brazil's flag, but pays homage to the 1958 World Cup win for Brazil, which is featured in different parts of the shoe. The 1958 team did have the famous player Pelé on the team. The official colorway of the shoe is green, dandelion, and ocean. So we'll look at this construction of the shoe. The upper and forefront of the shoe is a double stitching made up of a synthetic leather. The side panels in green is made up more of a canvas type material, and the yellow logo seems to be made of some sort of nylon synthetic, and on the side panel. But look at some of the details on the side panel. The yellow, you'll see the year 1958, which represents the World Cup win for Brazil. You also see that 1958. If we look at the rear of the shoe here as well, the 1958 is there, Brazil 1958. And you also see that in the insole of the shoe, the 1958, as well as the Brazilian colors on the inside sole as well. One unique design of the Brazilian edition shoes on the tongue, which they have the words in Spanish, "Os tres momentos más grandiosos," part of my Spanish pronunciation there, but which translates to 3 more minutes to magnificence. There was a term coined in the games prior to the World Cup win over Sweden, I believe, against the USSR, where there's this term called the 3 greatest minutes in football history during the 1958 World Cup, and I believe that's where this term is coined from. So a little unique history behind that as well. So on the sole of the shoe, it's made of a non-marking gum-colored rubber outsole. Throughout the shoe, there's different varying herringbone patterns throughout, and of course, the rear shoe has the Puma in green, so don't have to worry about it discoloring like an icy sole. So this is the front part of the sole. They sort of have a kind of a rubber front outsole to protect you when you're playing the soccer game. But the shoe seems to be more of a lifestyle type shoe, kind of paying homage to the Brazil World Cup, the home country, and as well as being more of a lifestyle fashion type shoe. The shoe overall is a pretty comfortable shoe. I don't expect to be wearing this if you're doing a lot of walking, but more for fashion. I'll review some other shoes I picked up, as well as some other ones that they came out with in this collection. So the other one I did pick up was the Italian version of the shoe, which they kind of write in Italian, Italia. Some made up of the same design, leather on the upper, canvas on the side panel. They do have the country name, Italia, on the side, and also we look at the tongue. They have it there as well for Italy. And on the rear, they have take a look, they do have the country name as well. So this one seems to be a little more, not as wild as the Brazil, but more of a cleaner look. They didn't actually, put in any special markings for any significant victories or wins on this design shoe, but seems to be very clean in its design. Take a look at the sole of the shoe. Same as the Brazil, just went with the blue for the Puma mascot logo, and also got the matching shirt, what I'll show you here next. So here's the matching shirt that goes with the shoe there. So kind of a nice matching combination. Maybe we kind of wear it with maybe even some white pants to bring out the color of the shoe. So some of the other shoes that came in the World Cup collection from Puma. This is the Argentina version. As we see here, we go with the same synthetic leather on the upper, canvas on the side with the white panel. The official colorway for this shoe is peacock, white, angel fall blue, and on here I believe, I can't see in white, but I believe that's the the year 1986, which stands when the Argentina won the World Cup over England. So look at the bottom, the sole is pretty much the same as the others, kind of that gum colored with the herringbone pattern, and Puma in the kind of baby blue type color. It's the other side shot here. On the rear of the shoe, they have 86 for that 1986 World Cup win over England. And on the tongue, on this shoe, like they did Brazil, they pay homage, I believe, especially this is a goal siglo, which I believe stands for the goal of the century, which was made by Diego Maradona's goal over England. So they kind of signify that accomplishment on the tongue of the shoe. So that's the Argentina version. Okay guys, we're looking at now the England version of the Puma World Cup shoe. This shoe is official colorway is white with high risk red. The theme of the shoe, they are celebrating homage to the 1966 team that won the World Cup over West Germany. And so the shoe here on the side panel, I believe it says something like, "Of course it did." And we see that on the tongue as well. This could pay homage to the controversial goal that occurred in the World Cup where it kind of hit the upper crossbar and went vertically down. May have crossed the line, may have not. And I guess the saying may say something like, "Of course it did." So that's what we may be referring to. Look at the bottom. Of course, we got the gum sole again, the same as the other ones. The circular thing here, I didn't mention earlier, but that's like the pivot point, a circular pivot point in the shoe. Even though this shoe is more of, I guess what's considered more of a leisure shoe. This is the other side panel. Of course, 66 for 1966 on the rear. And this is the top looking part of the shoe representing 1966. Here, as we see here on the bottom sole of the shoe, you know, they say England 4, West Germany 2. So they have the score there. And of course the saying, "Of course it did." Of course, I believe that is, I referred to earlier, the part of the controversial goal that occurred in 1966. So this is the England version. I did like this version. Had a shirt to go with it, I probably would have got this one possibly instead of the Brazil one. Okay guys, another shoe in the collection. This is the West Germany version of the shoe. This shoe pays homage to the 1954 team that won the World Cup. The official colorway of the shoe is black, white, swan, fossil. So this is the side panel of the shoe. And on here you have the words "burn." This is the bottom sole of the shoe. Kind of that cream colored Puma color. And the other side of the shoe as well. And on the rear, they pay homage to the 1954 team. The 1954 team, you know, they were heavily underdogs against Hungary. I believe Hungary was undefeated, I think, for 4 years. And on the tongue of the shoe, I was trying to get an interpretation to it, but I believe that says Bern, which was the place in Switzerland where they won the World Cup. And I was trying to translate this German, das Wunder der Bern, which I believe stands for the miracle of Bern, which was the term coined for the West Germany winning the World Cup. West Germany was heavily devastated after the war. You know, not only spiritually but economically. This win helped bring pride back to the country. And of course, you know, when saying this, I say West Germany. Of course, back then there were two Germanys, East and West, not like today. But so that's the significance of the tongue, is to celebrate the miracle at Bern, which the West Germans had coined the phrase. So that's the West German version of the shoe. Hey guys, wanted to show you the last shoe in the Puma World Cup collection for 2014. This is the Uruguay shoe. The official colorway of the shoe is Monument Gray, Birch, and Blue. And this particular shoe, this is the bottom of the shoe, same gum sole color with the herringbone. This particular shoe pays homage to the 1950 World Cup win Uruguay, who beat Brazil in the home country of Brazil. So it was quite a big win and a devastating loss to Brazil at the time. This is the side panel of the shoe. And the rear is the 1950 win, signifying that accomplishment. And this is the upper portion of the thing and the tongue. I was trying to get an interpretation of this saying on the tongue. I couldn't get a good reading on it, but I believe it has something to do with interpreted as the day Brazil cried, or the day the man made Brazil cry. It has to do something with the World Cup final in terms of Brazil. I think all they had to do was walk away with a draw and they would win the trophy, but something happened with the goalkeeper. The goal got past them, and it was very devastating for Brazil to lose in their host country, in their home country. And apparently that was coined the term "the man," or the day the man made Brazil cry, because of that loss. So that's kind of the history behind it, I believe. So this kind of wraps up the collection of the shoes. I picked up two. They're going for about $65. They're actually on sale some places for 30% off. I bought this at a kiosk at a mall, and so not a pretty bad pickup. It's more of a lifestyle shoe. It's not. It's a nice fit. It doesn't really have any great padding or anything of that nature, but it's not an uncomfortable shoe. But it goes well with different colorways, so that's a nice addition to that. Of course, the history behind each of the shoes as well. In terms of my favorite ones, I probably go with the nice clean colors, the England, the Italy, the Argentina versions. But I like all of them. West Germany and the Uruguay probably come next, and the Brazil, of course, I got that one because of it's the host country, so I wanted to get Momentta for that. So this wraps about up. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll do an on feet for the two shoes I picked up, and I'll take it from there. Take it easy, guys.